In this video, I'd like to talk about a question that we receive quite frequently, which is, should I apply for US citizenship? The answer to that question is both simple and complex. The simple part is, yes, of course you should, as long as you are eligible and can do so safely. Why is it so simple to decide to apply? Well, of course, US citizenship brings many privileges: the right to vote, the right to live and travel anywhere in the world for as long as one wants without having to worry about losing US status. However, there's a more important reason, and that has to do with the safety and permanency of the status itself. As permanent residents should know, despite the name, permanent residence can be quite easily and quickly lost. One way to lose it is by committing a crime. And although many of us think that we can simply avoid committing crimes, it doesn't always necessarily work that way. For one thing, some of the crimes that can cost you your permanent residency are far from being among the most grave or even morally dubious things in our society's estimation, such as possession of marijuana or jumping over a turnstile when one has no money and is stranded. These things can cost permanent residency and have been known to do so. Secondly, it's well known that people are often accused of crimes that they did not commit. A US citizen can have the luxury of taking a plea deal in such cases to avoid a trial and the expense and the risk of a heavy sentence. However, a permanent resident may end up with a plea deal that actually costs them their immigration status, even though it would have been a good deal to a US citizen. So for these reasons, it's an important step in your own preservation of your safety to lock in your ability to stay in the United States forever by becoming a US citizen. Now, the more complex part, this doesn't mean that everybody who has the necessary years should rush in and apply without considering. You must look at your entire immigration history to see if anything has happened or been done that could cause you to lose your residency during the application process. For example, you may have a criminal record that somehow slipped through the cracks and did not result in an ICE hold. But when immigration considers you for citizenship, they will get a second look at that record and could use it to take your residency away. They will not simply say, well, we had our chance before and we blew it. Equally, if you have travel history that disrupted your permanent residence, such as a trip abroad that lasted 3 years, and somehow they let you back into the United States without giving you a hard time about it, that also could come up during a citizenship application and could cost you your residency. And finally, if you weren't supposed to get your residency in the first place, but were granted by error, maybe the officer didn't understand the nature of a crime that you had committed, or the way that you had applied, or the marital or family history in your background, they will review all those things again during your citizenship application and have a chance to backtrack and take that residency away back as if it had never been given. So for all these reasons, nobody should really blithely fill out an N400 application and send it off without checking with an attorney first to go over the whole history of their immigration case and determine if this is the right thing for them to do at this time. There are many legal disabilities that could prevent you from citizenship now that may go away with time, and the law is always changing. So inform yourself and take the steps that are best calculated to secure your ability to stay in the United States forever.